Oof. Goodness. Looking rough this morning. I rock rough and stuff with my Afro puffs. Hey, rock on with your bad self. Stumble out of bed and I go to the kitchen. Pour myself a cup of ambition. Yawning, stretching, trying to come alive. Jump in the shower and the blood starts pumping. Out on the street, the traffic starts. Hi, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, and welcome to Coffee Talk. It is hump day, and who doesn't love a good hump day? I'll tell you. Chicklet. Good morning, Chicklet. Hello, Long Island. Okay, so I'm going to try to get this coffee talk. I was singing 9 to 5. What does she say? Jump in the shower and the blood starts pumping. Out on the streets, traffic starts jumping, and folks like me on the job from 9 to 5. Working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living, barely getting by. It's all taken. Anyway, I was in a Dolly kind of mood this morning. Taylor's going to love that when he goes back. Have a great day at work, Tara Lynn. Okay, let's jump into this really quick because I want to get through this coffee talk before my kids wake up. So I am obviously still married, but I did ask for a divorce at one stage of my marriage. And lately, I have had a few friends who have been mulling over divorce for different reasons. And many people have written to me that they are in marriages that no longer serve them for different reasons, and they want a divorce, but they are terrified. They don't know what happens after you ask for a divorce. And I think a lot of times, somebody asked me a question that I want to answer. Eric and the Duke, are you sure it's not you that's creating a divorce situation? He's got to hate this stuff. Oh, Eric, you're a man, I'm assuming. So you would assume. And I appreciate that because, I guess you men got to stick together. No, it was not me that created the situation. That I can assure you. And does he hate this stuff? Nah. Michael knows who he married. He plays around. He plays the game. And I want to talk to anybody who is thinking right now about, good morning, Mike, about asking for a divorce. And for anyone who has been through it, Sherry Fern drew the best. For anyone who has been through it, I ask that you, Eric, I'm just busting your chops, baby. I ask that you guys really think about what your comment is when you comment. Writing "it's horrible" isn't really helpful. It's factual, but it isn't helpful. I want you guys, when you comment, those of you that have been through divorce and you comment, try to think what could be helpful to the situation. What is information that they could take away that could help them through it? But I want to tell you, leading up to my ask, and then allow some of the other coffee talk, I'm not getting a divorce now. Allow some of the other coffee talk family to jump in. Now, I will say this. A good divorce is better than a bad marriage. Amen, Stephanie Murray. Amen. I want to say, no divorce, y'all. Just hear me out, okay? Oh, you like my necklace? Thank you. Okay. There was a time in my life where I looked for a reason to get divorced because I just didn't really like marriage in general. I felt it to be very suffocating. Partially because I didn't want to live in Alabama. I wanted to live in New Jersey. So I looked for any reason to go, see, this marriage doesn't work. I should probably get divorced. The difference is that I kept it to myself. I didn't come to Michael and say every day, I want a divorce, I want a divorce. I didn't do that. So when I said to Michael, I want a divorce, he knew I meant it. He knew I meant it because I had never said that before, right? Asking for a divorce, don't worry, Holly, we're really just getting started. Asking for a divorce when you are settled and have 3 children and far away from your support system, no family, whatever, is scary. First of all, here is the truth. This is my experience. Kent, that's not helpful. Remember when I said let's contribute something helpful? Let's try to be helpful. The first thing I thought of when I knew that I needed to ask Michael for a divorce was my children, right? What will happen to my children? How will my children handle this? Will I have to share my children? Will I be separated from my children? All of those things. Fear in regards to our children is enough to keep a woman in a marriage for 17 lifetimes, in my opinion. But I knew that the person that Michael had become was not the person that I married. When I got to the place that I was asking Michael for a divorce, I was so emotionally what's the word? What is the word that I felt? I just looked at him and did not, I am not getting a divorce, no. I did not have the strength anymore to wife him. It was in that moment when he came and sat across from me to try to apologize for yet the 50th time for the same behavior. I realized that I no longer had the energy or the desire. Yes, Sabrina, spent, honey. Yes. I no longer had, by the way, total sidebar, Sabrina sings in one of my favorite freestyle groups of all time. Just, I don't want to totally freak you all out, but it is what it is. I could not wife him anymore. I emotionally could not wife him anymore. And Michael and I don't throw divorce around. That's not something we say. Michael and I don't even curse at each other. We don't even really raise our voice at each other. So I just knew I could not get up and wife him one more day. I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. So, oh my God, Sabrina, I'm totally fangirling. Okay, so I want to explain to you when I finally sat him down and he looked at me and said, "What can I do?" I honestly believed at that point that there was nothing he could do. I didn't want to hear one more excuse. I didn't want to hear that we would go to camp. I was just at a point where you start to go, all right, Eric, you got to actually go somewhere because you're done. Yes, I couldn't wait. He wanted to know what he could do, and I said to him, there is nothing you can do anymore. Eric's been blocked, don't worry. There's nothing you can do anymore. And when a woman is fed up, exactly, Chrissy, she checks out emotionally. It was the scariest day of my life because I knew that I was exhausted from him to my core. You know how many layers you got to get through to exhaust a woman's core? Do men have any idea how many bullshit layers we have that we can just keep peeling off while you shit on us and take us for granted and lie to us and mislead us and make bad decisions? We just keep, like fruit roll-ups, just keep peeling it off. But when you get us to our core, when you exhaust us to our core, when we cannot wife you to our core, there's really nothing you can do. There's really nothing you can do. So where was I? So people want to know, okay, Jamie, how do you do it? You get to the point where honesty is all you have left. That is the truth. Honesty was all I had left. And he looked at me and said, what can I do? And I said, nothing. I don't want to wife you anymore. And then I took a deep breath because it was the only thing I knew how to do at that moment. Not to keep control of the situation, but to keep control of my sanity. And I said, Michael, I want a divorce. And it was like he never thought that it would come. He never thought that I would get there. And he understood. And I think that was the saddest part for me, was that I'm not getting a divorce, Lisa. We're talking about what happens when you ask for a divorce. He understood. That is the scariest part for me, is that he understood why I was asking for a divorce. He just shook his head. He just shook his head. And he said, I understand. And I felt, this was last March. I felt, what did I feel in that moment? Women want to know, what do you feel when you finally say the words? I felt hopeless. I felt angry that he had ruined our big picture. I felt betrayed. I felt exhausted. And I felt, empty, like just, you know what I wanted to say? People will judge me for saying I want a divorce. They'll say she ended it. She did this to her family. She walked away. She gave up. Yeah, that's what they like to do. She gave up. She quit. Right? But they don't understand how much happens for a woman to say, I want a divorce. That's the thing. So easy for people to say she quit, she gave up, the stigma of divorce. She broke up her family. They don't say, gee, I wonder what he must have done, what he continued to do for a woman to get to a place. I need you to think about what a woman would have to go through for her to make a decision that she knows would negatively impact her children, or would mean she has to share her children. Think about that. You know women, you know mothers. What would a mother have to finally get to where she goes, sharing my children would be a better option for me than this. Y'all got to think about that. And when a woman, I don't know. Now, I will say this. Thank you, Erin Elizabeth. That is a very helpful comment. Thank you. I knew people would blame me. I knew people would not extend grace. I knew people would say, Jamie gave up. She never wanted to live. I knew, another reality show tragedy, another Bravo train wreck. I knew what people would say. It weighed on me. It kept me up at night. And listen, I share this with you because I want other women to understand that you can, a couple of things. Here is the truth. If Michael had given me a divorce, I would have been divorced. If Michael had just said, okay, let's get divorced, we would be divorced right now. And I would probably be married to Lionel Richie, if we're being honest. Just kidding, that's not real. But Michael decided that he was not going to give me a divorce. He decided that he was going to fight for our marriage because he loved me, but more so because he wanted to be a better man. Michael wanted to be a better man. And when he said to me, I want to save our marriage for 2 reasons. Because I love you and I will never love anybody but you. And because I want to be a better man. I want to make better decisions. I want to be somebody that my children can look up to and respect. I didn't want to take that away from him. Because I understand wanting to be somebody that your children will look up to and respect. I understand that. I'm just talking about Michael and I now. Okay? Michael said, will you give me 3 months? Now, I had given the marriage 9 years. Could I give it 3 months? So we went to counseling, and the therapist said to me, oh my goodness, who asked me that? I need to go back to that comment. Dominique Mundy. That is another coffee talk that I think we should do tomorrow. How do you fall back in love? How do you fall back in love when you look at somebody and you feel emotionally void? That is tomorrow's coffee talk, folks. How do you restart the fire? Tomorrow, tune in tomorrow because I'm going to tell you what I did. I will tell you this. I didn't have a lot of high hopes going into counseling because I didn't believe him anymore. But they say the best apology for bad behavior is changed behavior. And Michael changed his behavior. So you want to know why we celebrate every week, and I tell you why we do it, is because there were weeks we were not going to make it. And we celebrate it because we don't want to take it for granted. It reminds us that we have to get up and husband and wife every single day. You have to get up and make a choice to husband and to wife. It is hard. It is hard. For anybody who is considering a divorce now, I want you to know that I have been there. I have been a shell of myself. I have been the woman who smiled when she wanted to cry, who looked at her children while they were running around the house and thought, my decision could destroy you. I've been that woman. I've been the woman who had the words on the edge of her tongue for days going, I just want to tell you that I don't want to wife you anymore. I just want a divorce. I want my life back. I want my mind back. I want my heart back. I don't want to hurt anymore. I know where you are if you're living there now. If you're in that space right now, if you're watching this video and you're going, oh my God, she's talking to me. She knows how I feel. I do. You're definitely not alone. And the other thing is this, there is no stigma if you stay. And there is no stigma if you leave. Because at the end of your life, it won't matter what any of your neighbors think or even your parents think. You have to do what is right for you. Staying is what was right for me. But I also could have just as easily left. In fact, I think it would have been easier to leave. Staying is hard. Putting it back together is hard. Loving somebody when you've made the decision to stop loving them is hard. So Jennifer and Margie, Mike, there is no perfect husband, but there also doesn't have to be a destructive husband. There's a big difference. I see you all and I love you. And I know that regardless of what, okay, let me tell you something. This is what I'm talking about. Marsha Fricks, what about that comment feels helpful to you? I love that your life is perfect. I love that. I love it for you. But your comment when women are hurting is not helpful. So you are blocked. I'm not in the mood today, folks. I'm just not in the mood today. Anyway, I love you and I want you to know that you're not alone. And I want you to know that whatever you are feeling is real and that there have been other people who have felt exactly what you feel and they are here. Okay? They are here. I'm not strong. Felicity. This is a year out, babe. Please do not mistake this for, did you see me fighting tears the whole time? I do not want people to go, oh, Jamie's so strong. No. I'm stronger now than I was a year ago. I don't know how I got through Coffee Talk with you guys a year ago every day, loving you and pouring into you when I was dying. I bet that had I confided in you guys, had I came to you and said, here's what's happening, you guys would have loved me. But I was too, I wasn't ready. But I can use that experience to help somebody else, and I will. Because women need it. I need it. That is the truth. So I love you guys, and there may be somebody who needs to hear this. There's a share button right there, and if you think that somebody may need to hear this, maybe you can tag them in the video, or you can share the video. But I do love you guys so much, and tomorrow I'm going to tell you how I started to love him again when I thought that I couldn't. But I want you guys to know that if you are in the space now, I have been there. Oh, have I been there? Hold on one second. Amy, where are you, my love? Amy Albright, that is a very honest, beautiful thing to share, and I appreciate you for doing that. Those of you considering divorce, going through divorce, whatever it is, read the comments. Those of you that have been through it, please, if you can contribute a comment that you think will be helpful, let them know what's coming. Let them know what you were feeling so they know you're not alone. Please consider commenting that way. Guys, please make it Oh, Kylie, that's so cute. Maybe. I don't even know where I'm going to be today. Taylor knows. Just know that I love you and that none of this is ever easy. Ever. I'm flying to Arkansas tomorrow. That's definitely not easy. I've never been. Thank you, Janet, for sharing my video. All right, guys. I love you. Have a great, I love you, Kelsey. Have a great, great day.